Now let's look at how we can implement a switch statement in C++. Switch is another form of program control structure in the category of selection. So we use the switch if we have multiple options and want to select one. It's a common implementation maybe for programs that present you with a menu and you are to select something. For example, if you are using a mobile application such as Airtel Money or maybe TNM Pamba, you might be given a menu where they say maybe 1, check balances, whatever, maybe 2, pay bills, etc. So they are giving you a menu and it has got options which you can select from. A best way to implement such a menu-based program is to use a switch. So here's how we can implement a switch. A switch requires you to give it a test value, and this test value, unlike in if statements, is not only a Boolean value. In if statement, the test value must be a Boolean value. It must be something that can be evaluated to true or false. But here you can have any test value. We can use integers, we can use booleans, or we can use even characters. So a test value is going to be checked against some cases that we are going to implement. So here we have switch, and switch, and in this switch we put a test value. For now I can just put 1 as our test value. So we open a switch, we close switch, this is our switch, and all the options are going to be in here. So the first option can be presented as case 1, and we can have case 2, then case 3, etc. And at the end, when all the cases are done, we finish with the default. So the default is equivalent to else in if else or in if else if statements. So these are values, or the case values, we call them case value. So this is a testing value and this is a case value. So we check this against these values. So if this value matches any value for any case, then statements under that particular case will be executed. So here we can have statements. Maybe we can say send money. Maybe under this one we can say check balance. Maybe under case number 3 we can say maybe change password. That can be our menu, or else maybe we can say invalid option entered. Invalid option. So here we have our program. Of course we can have so many statements here, and of course we can even have also if statements inside there, or even another switch statement inside there. So we can nest these things, but for now we are just having simple output statements to demonstrate our concept. So case number 1, this is a case value, this is a test value. So this should be checked against this. So we are receiving 1 will match here. If we put 2, we are receiving 2, or we are passing 2 into switch, it means it's going to check a case that has got 2. So it's going to match here. If there was 3 here, it's going to check a case that has got 3 and will match here. If we give it a value of 4, it's going to check a case that has got 4, and it will find no case with 4, then it will go to the default and say invalid option is not in the range. So we take this value and check it against what we have. So for example, if we can put 3, let's see what happens for now. Okay, yeah, so that's what happens. Okay, let me just put end L so that we see properly what's happening. We should see properly what's happening. Yeah, so if I run this program again, this is what I'm getting. So it says change password. If you look at change password, that's case number 3. But apart from change password, there's also invalid option showing. So it looks like it has not just executed case number 3, but it has also executed the default. Okay, but really it matched the right case because this is 3. We're going to give it 2. Then we're expecting it to show us a check balance. We compile and run. So it's showing check balance. But look, it looks like it has also proceeded to the next case. And here it's now showing change password and even to the default case. So from here, case number 2, which matched, it's now executing everything going down. That is a problem. That's not what we wanted our switch to be doing. What will happen if we put 1? Then if it matches the first one, oh, it's executing everything. So it executes case 2, case 3, and even default. What we need to do is to guide it that if it has matched the first case, and we are done executing statements in first case, it should not proceed to the other cases. So we use a special keyword break to end each case. So we have break here, we have break here, we have break here. So for each case, we must end with a break. Break must be the last statement in that particular case. Now with this one, we can run our program and we'll be able to only have that which is under option 1, that which matched 1. So it matched 1 here. We're able to have that. So remember to put breaks. If you don't have breaks, your program will not work as intended. This is how we implement a switch in C++. Just to conclude everything here, we are now going to have a value coming from the user. We are entering this value directly, but let's come up with a simple menu that should have values from the user. So we're going to have a simple program here to say we want to create a menu. And this menu is going to show, we are going just maybe to say menu, something like that. Okay, we can put it that way, and L. And we can specify our menu, maybe to say, you can select 1 to send money. Okay, whatever. And you can repeat these options for other menu items that you want to have. For example, to check, is it check balance? 2 was check balance. And 3, change password. So this is our menu, and we are taking these as valid options. So at the end here, we can receive any value that the user enters. So we can say maybe C in, maybe choice, or maybe C. Let me just say choice. But choice is not declared, so let's declare the choice first here. So we can have something like choice, something like that. So we have declared it and we are using it here. Of course, we can just end our menu as we did before, something like this. Yeah, so we are asking them to enter something there, and they will be able to use that something to send it here because they can enter 1, 2, 3. So instead of hard coding here, we can now put choice and it will be getting whatever user enters. If somebody enters 1, then it will match the first case, etc, etc. So let's try to run our program. This is our program. Okay, I didn't want my menu to be like that. Okay, let's just push them a little bit back. But here's our menu. I don't want it that way. Not very good. Yeah, but we are going to see why is it behaving this way. And there is a better way of handling this. Let's try to handle it using /t/t. Yeah, so we run it and we get maybe 1. It will give us send money, and we give it maybe 2. Let's just compile it and run it again. We give it 2. It will say check balance, and if we give it 3, it will say change password. If we give it something that is maybe 5, to say invalid option. So we have created a menu program, and now we can actually put even more statements to say what should happen if case 1 is selected. Okay, but apart from this, we can choose our choices not necessarily to be numbers. We can have them as characters. We have, of course, used numbers here, but let's assume this is of data type char, and maybe our options, instead of this, our options are A, B, C, like that. And of course, these are capital letters, so we expect a user to enter a capital letter there, and we want them to be matched against those here. So a character is something that is enclosed in a single quote. So we can't just use we can't just come here and type A. No, that does not exist. It's a single quote. If you are putting it as a constant, a literal constant, a single quote will do. So we say it should match A, it should match B, it should match C, else it will be invalid. So you can use any of these things. A, B, C, so I can enter B and it will be able to behave as before. So you can use integers, or you can use characters to present your cases. That's it. Yeah, so that's all we had for the selection program control structures. Other videos we are going to have is just to demonstrate how we can use maybe selection program control structures to implement other things, such as maybe creating or maybe validating input from the user, or how we can actually have it and use it in conjunction with the enumerated data types and other things. But otherwise, the main concepts under selection program control structures are what we have just demonstrated. See you in the next video.